What's up, Winter and Sparrow friends? It's your girl Kim, and I am back with another weight loss surgery related video. Oh, yeah. Um, in my last video, I talked about eating fast food after gastric sleeve. But in this video, I'm going to talk about eating out at restaurants. Yes, there is a difference. And I have a tip for you and a gift for you. Anyway, about 2 weeks ago, before I get into that, about 2 weeks ago, I started having speech problems. For those of you that don't know, I have multiple sclerosis. When I say speech problems, I mean I sounded like I had a stroke. It was very difficult for me to get any words out. I spoke very slow and I was having word finding difficulty. So, if at any time during the course of this video I say something really stupid or I say the wrong word, please know it's MS related and I'm really not an idiot. So anyway, let's get to the video. Before we do, I want you to check out these old photos I found of myself. I cringed. They are from one is from 2 years ago, I think, and one is from 3 years ago. And it shows the size difference from before gastric sleeve to now. So let's take a look. Holy cow, right? Yeah, big difference. Um, and I'm pretty sure I used, what do you call that, where you can erase some fat in Photoshop. I'm pretty sure I used that tool on one of those pictures to try to decrease my size. But anyway, June 1st of this year, 2019, was my 2-year surgery anniversary. Woohoo! And now that I'm at my 2-year mark, I have to continue to be vigilant that I don't put on any additional weight, even 1 or 2 pounds, because we all know 1 or 2 pounds can lead to more. So, if you're watching this, you want to know about eating out after gastric sleeve. Now, I've talked about this in other videos, but I'll repeat it because the first time you eat out at a restaurant, you're going to say to yourself, what the heck have I done? Because you're not going to be able to order what you probably normally ate before. Like, I'll give you an example. One of my favorite places to eat out on the weekends used to be Cracker Barrel, and I used to get the chicken and dumplings, and you know, their portions are huge. Well, before surgery, I could easily eat all of it because I was always hungry all the time. Now I can no longer order that when I go to Cracker Barrel. I have to order something else. And it can be hard the first time you eat out. In addition, the first time you're at a restaurant, you're going to realize you're going to be done eating before everybody else. You're going to be done eating in, I don't know, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Everybody else is still going to be eating because you're only going to be able to eat a small portion. And everybody else is going to be wanting to order dessert. If your group is like that, you're not going to do it because you don't want to put on weight and you don't want to stretch your stomach. So you're going to have to say to yourself, this is what you're doing for you to be healthy and you're doing the right thing. And the first time I ate out, it was difficult. It was an adjustment, but now it's no big deal. And I'm going to give you a few tips. Okay, this is going to help you when you eat out. Now, one of the things that I learned at one of my support group meetings was how most bariatric surgery patients can order from a special menu. When I say special menu, I mean the kids menu, senior citizens menu, or some other menu. Well, you're probably saying to yourself, but I'm not a kid, I'm not a senior citizen. Hold that thought. I got a card, of course I'm going to cover up the name, from my bariatric surgeon's office that says The recipient of this card has undergone bariatric surgery. His or her stomach has been reduced to hold only 4 ounces of food. Please allow him or her to order from the children's, senior citizens, or equivalent menu. Thank you. And it has the nurse practitioner's signature on it. So, let me tell you, when I've gone out and ordered off the children's menu, let's get back to Cracker Barrel. Cracker Barrel gives me no problems when I order off the children's menu. I don't even show the card. They're so laid back. Why Cracker Barrel? Well, my husband still likes to eat there. So, other restaurants, I'm trying to think of big chain or restaurants I've been to. There are plenty of other places, TGI Fridays, let's see, Applebee's. I order off their kids menu, and I have been asked to show my card one time. I don't remember which restaurant it was, but I will tell you the restaurant that gave me a really hard time, and it's the restaurant I won't step foot in again because of it. My husband and I were traveling, and it wasn't the Waffle House, it was Shoney's. We stopped at a Shoney's, and I asked the waitress for a kids menu, and as I gave her my order, she says, "I'm sorry, we can't have you order off the kids menu." And I told her, I said, "Well, I have a card stating that I've had surgery. I can't eat a regular size adult menu, and I'm traveling, so I cannot take the food with me. It'd spoil in the car, it'd be a waste." And she said, "I'm sorry." So, of course, I asked for a manager. So the manager came out, and he said, "She mentioned you have a card." I said, "Yes." So I actually pulled out my card. He read it, and he said to me, "Well, I'm still not allowed to let you order off the kids menu, but in your case, since you're traveling, I will." Now, that really sucks. I mean, I'm still being a customer, I'm still paying. What's the big deal, right? I don't know if it was just that Shoney's or if that's a policy, but because of the hard time and how it made me feel, I will not step foot in a Shoney's again. Also, my brother and his family recently visited from Japan, and they came in really late in the night. And by the airport, there's a Waffle House. Went to a Waffle House, sat down, ordered off the kids menu, no problem. So most places will not give you a hard time, especially if you just verbally say, "I had weight loss surgery and I cannot eat a regular meal." I'll whisper it or whatever. Sometimes I'll just have the card out and I'll show it. It depends who I'm with and where I'm at. But if you, let's say, had your surgery in another country, or your surgeon's office does not have these cards, I made you some. Yes, I did, because, I'm helping you out here. Feel you. I made these. So I'm going to upload these on my website, and I will link to them down below. But they are, not sure how good you can see them, 2 to a page, and they basically, I took the wording right off of my card. It's not like it's a copyrighted phrase or anything. I took the wording right off the card, and there's a space here. There's a space here for a healthcare professional signature. Now, I specifically did not include the wording physician, included healthcare professional, because you could get a nurse practitioner, a nurse, a nutritionist, whoever is comfortable signing this, get them to sign it, and it'll be valid. And what you do is you just cut it out. You can laminate it if you'd like and keep it in your wallet, in your purse. And then you can have your own card to show when you go out to eat to a restaurant. And hopefully decrease some of the stress. So this is for all of you, because I don't want you to have to argue with anybody when you're eating out. So I will link to this. Um, Yay. But back to eating out, when you order off the kids menu, it's great because the prices are cheaper, the portions are smaller. If you can't eat it all, you just take it with you. And I've also found that most restaurants, when it comes to the meals, they're very happy to substitute. So for instance, let's say you don't want to do the french fries, and you really shouldn't do the french fries. You can ask for a side salad, you can ask for fresh fruit, whatever they have. Um, and the majority of the restaurants are great at allowing you to order off the kids menu. Now, a lot of places don't have senior citizens menus as much, I've noticed anymore. But let's say there's something on there that you want, give it a try. Use the card. I think I've done that once for breakfast. Maybe eggs. It was like just 2 eggs for breakfast, which was at the time perfect for me. And the waitress did not give me any problems. Um, and always, always, always remember not to drink within 30 minutes of eating when you're out at a restaurant. Now, I know it's hard, but it can be done. Just order a water. And if you're eating and something gets stuck, then you have something to take a sip of. And since you're going to finish your meal before other people, you can always order a drink after you're done, and like a coffee or a tea, and have something to sip on. I still don't drink soda, and I don't recommend that you drink soda either. Once again, I'm not your healthcare professional, and you shouldn't rely on my advice, but there is research out there that says that drinking soda after weight loss surgery can contribute to stretching of your stomach or deterioration of the staple line, and we don't want either of that. I also still, when I can, try not to drink from a straw when I'm out because it's nothing but air, and if you've heard me talk about it before, all that air going in the stomach can give you a big gas problem. If you watch my earlier videos, you'll know I have not been shy about sharing my gas issues in the early days, which I did struggle with. And when you're sipping through a straw, it's air, which means gas in the guts, and gas in the guts leads to pain. So I try not to use straws. So always get a to-go box, even if the other people are still eating, because you don't want your food sitting out in the open. Sometimes what I've done, if it starts to get to me that, I don't know, people are eating dessert and I can't have it or I don't have room for it, I'll get up and walk around. If there's a store in the area next door, I'll do that. I'll just ask anybody if they mind. I, obviously don't want to be rude, and I'm there to spend time with my friends or family, but they all know I've had gastric sleeve and they understand. It's kind of torture to sit there and watch other people eat delicious chocolate cake. So sometimes I'll just go in a store next door, or, go take a walk outside, get a little exercise, and that's kind of how I deal with the dessert problem. But if you print out the card that I'm giving you for ordering off the kids menu, and anybody gives you any problems, just ask for the manager. And if the manager gives you a hard time, just ask if it's the policy of the restaurant, because that's probably the restaurants you want to avoid. You can also email that particular restaurant and tell them your experience, because let's face it, restaurants should not be giving people a hard time with as common as weight loss surgery is these days, just let people order what they want and don't limit it by their age. You don't know what someone's going through. They could have a different healthcare issue. They could be going through chemo and maybe they can't order the gigantic uh, adult size. Maybe they're lucky if they can get down the kids' meal. I mean, there's just so many things I think that you should just let people order what they want. Now, one question that I've received is about sharing meals with your significant other. A lot of restaurants, you may know, frown on sharing. Always ask ahead of time before you order if sharing is allowed, and if so, is there additional fee? And don't just eat off the other person's plate. Get your own plate because you want to keep track of what you're about to eat. You just don't want to start piling it in. Remember, you have to be mindful of the amount that you're eating. You've got about 4 ounces that you can fit in there, and you shouldn't just start piling food in. So always get your own plate and be mindful of what you're eating. Things I still don't eat, even when I go out, I still don't eat bread. I still don't eat pasta. I still very seldom eat rice. Anything in that category. Why? Because it doesn't have much protein value. It has a lot of carbs, which in me leads to weight gain. And it also feels like a rock in my stomach. And you may find that too. And I just don't want to eat and have that heavy weight in my stomach. And gee, I've eaten 2 noodles and I already have a stomach ache and I haven't even gotten any protein. Yeah, no, I'll pass on that. As tempting as the bread is, like one day my husband and I went to Red Lobster, and their cheddar biscuits, I think they're called, whatever they're called, that they bring out ahead of time. Oh man, I wanted those so badly. So here's what I did. I took a few of the buttered inside pieces and ate it, and it didn't bother me, but any more than that, and I probably would have had a stomach ache. So I just don't do bread. It has very little nutritional value or protein value for me. So just always do your protein first. So hopefully these tips are helpful. And remember, your first time going out to eat, you're going to question everything. You're going to be like, why did I do this to myself? Well, just remember, look at that scale. You're losing weight. You're getting healthier. That's why you're doing it. So you can have a healthier, longer life. And that's why I did it, because I want to be around when my granddaughter graduates from high school in, let's say, I don't know, 14, 15 years. Hopefully I will be. And if I would have continued on the path I was on of obesity, I don't know. I mean, my eating was horrible. So I thank God every day for the gift of gastric sleeve surgery. So once again, I will link to these forms so you can print them out. They are for your personal use only. Don't redistribute them on the internet. If anybody else that you know of needs them, just send them the link to the post and let them print them. You can't sell them. I shouldn't even have to say that, but I've caught people selling my creations, so just gonna throw it out there. But I really appreciate you watching, and I would love if you hit like, and if you haven't subscribed, please do so. So thanks so much. Any questions, drop them in the comments. All right, take care. Bye.